Hey, sweet soul, welcome back to Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. My name is Raileigh Duschen. I'm an author, poet, speaker, and healer. Today's message is for the independent, strong women out there, the boss babes. That seems to be a social movement, at least here in America, that, we don't need anyone to support us. We don't need anyone to provide for us. We don't need anyone to take care of us or save us. We can simply exist in our own sense of safety, in our own freedom. We can build wealth for ourselves. We can find fulfillment and satisfaction without needing another person, another man or masculine energy to feel whole. And I've been telling you, as somebody who has lived that pathway for many years, didn't have a masculine presence in my life for the most part growing up. He left me, but I always say it was a gift because it made me a very, very resilient and strong woman that I very much admire. And I wouldn't be here today speaking to you if my dad as a soul didn't give me the opportunity to be a very, very strong, resilient, resourceful woman. But as I meditate recently on my journey, particularly as a woman who has sought to be on her own and move away from her family, I've gone to live in the mountains and learn how to be extremely independent and resourceful, live with the land in the wilderness, literally, oftentimes as a backpacker, as a farmer, and just learning how to build community and receive divine help no matter where I am, wherever I go. There's always an angel in the form of a human being looking out for me that has taken me into their tribe or their family and has made me feel safe and supported along the path. And so I can tell you from that standpoint that yes, you can be that independent if where you are is not safe to you. And that could look physical and that could look spiritual too. You know you need to leave, or you cannot fulfill the vision God, the Holy Spirit, the universe, the Most High, however you define a higher love, just because you feel or you're getting all your physical needs met doesn't mean that spiritually your needs are met, and you have to leave that place that you currently know as safety in order to go into the promised land that is speaking to your soul. Because ultimately, if you stay where you are, even if physically you seem okay, it could feel like you're rotting inside because you're not living your fullest potential, and oftentimes you can't where you are. And so there are critical moments in your life, even if you are a woman, where you have to leave your family and not rely on a man or anyone else to guide you. And I've been there for almost 10 years now. Actually, before that, 15. I am almost 28 now. 15 is when my father left my life, for the most part. He's been in and out, and he has his own stuff he's healing, has to deal with. I completely forgive him. I understand. Obviously, it hurts, and I wish I had a father to lean on, but I haven't. But it has led me to who I am today, and I love that woman. I love how strong I am. I love how much I can be an independent source and a rock for so many people, especially for my business, Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. And I got to experience what it's like to live in solitude, or not in the way that is necessarily in isolation or that kind of way, but kind of a sacred walk with God, where I got to write and publish my books, right? And there's more to come, and I'm grateful that I can always feel comfortable enough with myself to not only be myself, but to be alone. There's a time in my life when I took myself on beautiful solo dates all the time, and I really, really loved it. I learned to really date myself and get to know who I am truly in my soul's truth, and love her and nourish her and protect her. And I do believe that that part of my journey has been very sacred, and I don't want to exchange it for anything. But I'm reaching the point now, and I think every independent woman will eventually, where God sends you that divine masculine, someone who genuinely loves you, who you really are, and want to take care of you and provide for you and shelter you from the storm, quite literally, as I am experiencing. And it's hard for me to receive that love. It's hard for me to allow somebody to help me so much, because then my brain goes into hyperdrive of, I don't want to be a weak vessel. I don't want to be a burden to somebody. Everyone's always relied on me emotionally, so it's uncomfortable when a man is showing me so much love. And yeah, I had this conversation where I realized, you reach a point as a woman when you've done that work, that solo work, and the next stage, whether you're a man or a woman, you do need that partnership. You need that divine partnership so you can continue to fulfill your soul mission. Because your soul mission has become so large and so big at this point that you deserve and you need somebody alongside with you to make sure that you stand strong in the storm, and continue serving the Most High. And yeah, I'm finding that I recognize it's the time in my life when I'm ready to receive that help. Now, if you're a woman and you've been on the spiritual path and you're not ready to receive that help, that's okay. Keep walking. So I'm speaking directly to the woman and the man who's ready, who is tired, and to acknowledge how tired you really are. To acknowledge how much of a fight it truly is to be that boss, babe, independent woman, right? It is intense. You're constantly looking over your shoulder to make sure that you're safe. If you're a single woman like me and you're trying to go on dates with men and find the right man who's safe and honors your soul and is compatible with you and that you have chemistry with, and he can be your friend and is truly ready to take care of a woman and possibly children, that's a whole journey, and it is one of the scariest journeys you'll take, especially when you don't have a father to lean on and say, hey, that's a safe man. I don't have that model or someone else to tell me that's a good choice. I had to learn on myself, by myself, and oftentimes a very hard way. So I'm speaking to the woman directly who is an independent woman. She's very strong, but she's afraid to appear weak and vulnerable. And I want to tell you a little quote I wrote in my journal yesterday, which is this: a vulnerable woman is inherently strong and therefore beautiful. So no matter how weak you are or how vulnerable you think you are in your life, your vulnerability is what makes you strong. That strength is not something you have to convince anyone. You don't have to even prove that to yourself or to God anymore, how independent you can be. No, you reach the point, and you always have carried within you so much strength, and your soul wouldn't have chosen to walk this path alone as much as you have if you were not. So I want you to acknowledge and accept and honor and respect how strong of a woman you are today. And once you find the acceptance and you accept your whole journey as it is and where it has been and where it can go, then you open your heart and you will receive that love. And you won't feel vulnerable about it. You won't feel weak. You won't be afraid to let someone in and take care of you. Because yes, you've already proved to yourself that you can do it all on your own, but you don't have to anymore. So this is the next leap of faith, right? Not about how much you can walk your path alone, but how much can you walk this path with someone else. And yes, even in your ugliness, when you receive this divine love and partnership into your life, and you're crying and you're having these meltdowns because you're afraid to fully accept love when it has truly come, when it is there for you, when it wants to be there for you. You have trouble accepting it because you know the pain of not having it. You know the pain of being abandoned or being abused or feeling completely alone and isolated, literally in the wilderness with wolves all around you trying to pick you apart because of your beauty. And again, that's why I wrote that quote: a vulnerable woman is inherently beautiful. A vulnerable woman is inherently strong and therefore beautiful. And so beauty and vulnerability and strength, they're all one. And particularly that's the divine feminine, right? we're born in these vessels that are oftentimes smaller and weaker than our masculine counterparts, and yet the strength you carry is not in your body, it's been in your mind and your heart this whole time. Your ability to navigate life in this world of cruelty and fear and, truthfully, predatory behavior, and your ability to survive and adapt and be resilient in that space for as long as you have is freaking phenomenal and outstanding. That means you're a very intelligent person. It takes intelligence and wisdom and resourcefulness. It takes a mental strength to survive, especially out here in this world, a world governed and ruled particularly by men. So I just wanted to support some independent women out there who are ready to receive that love. That love is here, but you're afraid to open your heart. So I hope that and pray that you do open your heart. And if you're a man watching this, because I know a lot of men will watch me, and I want you guys to know that I love you and I see you and I thank you. And I pray you continue to be along with me on this journey, even if I do become married. Because the man that I am marrying is a very much divine masculine. And if you're watching me, and a lot of men do, I know that you watch, hopefully, for the words and the wisdom I'm saying and the faith that I'm praying over your life, but also I know that many of you think I'm very beautiful and very kind and very sweet, and you want that energy in your life. You deserve that energy in your life. Men deserve to be spiritually covered, protected, and provided for in their emotions and their spirit as well, and that is something a woman provides. And if anyone, doesn't matter if you're man or woman, single or not, whatever, and you watch my channel, then you have a very particular soul mission that is speaking to your spirit at this time. And that's why I started Conscious Lifestyle Coaching and my specialty, Life Purpose Actualization. And yes, relationships and love are a part of that journey. And yes, you deserve love. And yes, God loves you. And it will show up in a partnership, in a marriage. So if you're a man watching this and you're waiting on that counterpart as well, and you've also been very independent in your life, just know that there is absolutely a woman who will allow you and feel safe enough to receive you in her life, and not to give up on her, and that it gives you a sense of purpose to take someone else's life into your hands like that. And it takes a very special man to be able to be ready at that level. And I thank you, if you are a man or a woman watching this, for doing the shadow work, doing the self work it takes to be that divine embodiment that can truly love unconditionally someone else, and to love this earth and to love God and the universe so much that you're willing to sacrifice so much in your life. And I promise you that God will always restore everything that you've had to let go of and detach from in the expectation, and sometimes in the hopelessness that something better is coming, and you're just following your soul. And yes, that restoration will come. So this is a confirmation to keep going. I watched so many videos online from other prophets and spiritual guides and coaches who've empowered my love journey, even while I was so alone. So I know this is my opportunity and my time to be giving that back. And I'll be speaking more on that. That's not what this channel is always going to be about. It's not always going to be about love. It's going to be about the other things that come with the path of self-development, healing, and spirituality. So if this resonates with you and you would like more support, please let me know. My book is available on Amazon. Phoenix Medicines, A Transformative Journey Through Consciousness. Women Connected in Wisdom is another publisher of mine. I'm featured in Volume 2, also on Amazon. If you're needing a life coach at this time, if you're on the path, if you have a vision, or if you're seeking more clarity, and you're ready to bring your spiritual vision to life in the form of a business or a creative project, or you just need to change your life, absolutely. I'm here to walk with you through that. You have to just simply submit an application. It's free, it's super short, and you get a free call with me, and we'll talk for 45 minutes to an hour, see if we're aligned. So won't ask you for anything until we know that it is divinely ordained and a sign that we are supposed to work together. If you're not ready to coach yet, I am resuming the weekly group coaching calls called The Medicine Garden, which will be on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time until further notice. I'd love to meet you. You can meet other people on the path, make new friends, get some ideas, receive some support. It's a sacred space. And every space I create, whether that's live or in person, these are people who are on the path, right? They're entrepreneurs, they're change makers, they're visionaries, they're artists, they're people who are truly ready to step into divine leadership. They're ready to build businesses. They're ready to publish. They're ready to write that and create and produce that album. And I have a team of people who have been on my path from my solo independent alpha whatever journey as a woman, people that God has sent into my life who are right behind me and with me, ready to support you. So if that calls to you, let me know. All you got to do is send me an email, Raileigh@consciouslifestylecoaching.com. Get connected with me. You'll see how I can help you. Retreats will be resuming soon. If a little bit of background, we're still watching this, is I've been living around the Asheville area, which has been hit very hard by historic flooding. So much destruction. It's absolutely terrible. I was hopefully going to move back to Black Mountain, North Carolina soon, and I'm not sure yet. There's a lot of things that are uncertain for me and many, many friends and people that I love here in Western North Carolina. So if you know any friends or family that live in the Western North Carolina area, reach out to them, make sure they're okay, send them support. People are really suffering right now, in danger. So I'm advocating my own things right now, but I'm not giving up on serving how the divine wants me to serve. So if you feel led to sow, please reach out to me. Happy to take donations and help support my friends and family and neighbors. And that's really all I have for you today. I'm going to be on the road a lot more, and that won't stop me from getting online a little bit more to support you all as we walk through this next stage of the journey, which I feel is really recycled into a restoration period, a kind of mass reset. But if you've been walking with me this long, then it should be very clear to you what it is the divine wants you to do, not just doing it. And if you're truly ready, I'm here to support you. So that's the message. Peace and love. I will talk to you soon.